It started like any other normal day in our relationship. Eva and I had been together for 4 years, and though we had our ups and downs, I always believed we were strong. She was smart, beautiful, and successful in her own right, but there was something different about her lately. She'd been distant, a little cold. Still, I dismissed it. Life was busy, and we all had our moments of stress, right? But then things started to take a turn. One Friday night, we were supposed to go out for dinner, something casual. Eva was in the bathroom when I heard her phone buzzing. Normally, I wouldn't think much of it, but the constant stream of notifications caught my attention. It wasn't just the usual friends or work messages. There was something different. There was a tone, a pattern, that made my stomach drop. I knew something wasn't right. I glanced at the name on the screen. It was a man's name, a name I'd never heard before. I wasn't one to snoop, but my gut told me to check. Hesitating only for a moment, I opened the messages. My heart sank. The messages were flirtatious, suggestive. There was no mistaking it. She was having an affair. The man, Dan, was texting her intimate details, things that made me feel sick to my stomach. Before I could process everything, Eva walked out of the bathroom, catching me holding her phone. The shock and anger in her eyes were instant. "What are you doing with my phone?" she demanded, her voice sharp. I froze. I didn't know how to respond. My mind raced, but I couldn't find the words. "Eva, I just saw these messages," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I handed her the phone, showing her the conversation that confirmed everything. But instead of the remorse I expected, Eva's face twisted into something else, something defensive. "That's not what you think," she said, snatching the phone from my hand. "You're overreacting. This is just harmless flirting." "Harmless?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Eva, this isn't just harmless. You're having an affair." She looked at me, eyes narrowing, a slight smirk playing on her lips. "You think I'm the one who's unfaithful? What about you? How many times have I caught you sneaking around with your little friend from work?" The accusation hit me like a punch to the gut. "What? Eva, what are you talking about?" I stammered. "I'm not cheating on you. You're the one." She cut me off, her voice rising. "Don't lie to me. You're just trying to deflect from your own guilt. Maybe it's time to come clean." The audacity of her words left me speechless. She was turning everything around on me, making it seem like I was the one who was unfaithful. But I knew the truth. She was the one who had been betraying me. "Eva, I have proof," I said quietly, my voice cold. "You're not going to turn this around on me. I already know what's been going on." She scoffed. "Proof? What proof? You think I'm scared of you making accusations." But she didn't know what I had in store. What she didn't realize was that while I had been processing everything in the past few days, I'd done my own investigating. I'd been tracking her movements, calling in favors from friends who were close to her work and social circles, and I had the proof, hard, undeniable proof. "I've been looking at your credit card statements, Eva," I said, my voice low but firm. "I know you've been meeting him, Dan. I know where you've been, and I know when you think I didn't notice. The hotels, the late-night texts, the dinners you were having without me. You can't deny it anymore." Her face drained of color. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. It was like a mask had slipped, revealing the truth. She knew I had her. The silence between us was suffocating. For the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. She knew I wasn't bluffing. You were tracking me?" she whispered, her voice breaking. "You've been spying on me?" I nodded. "I did what I had to do, because you weren't being honest with me either. You were playing games, and now it's all out in the open." I pulled out the bank statements, the hotel reservations, and even screenshots of the text messages I had saved. Proof she couldn't deny. Her affair wasn't just an assumption. It was fact. There was nowhere to hide. "I didn't want to believe it," I continued, my voice steady now. "But you made me do this. I didn't want to expose you, but I couldn't sit here and let you accuse me of something I didn't do while you're hiding your own betrayal." Tears welled up in her eyes, but it was too late for apologies. The damage had been done. You don't understand," she said, almost pleading now. "It's not what it seems. I was just confused. I needed someone who made me feel alive again." "Eva, that's not an excuse," I replied, my voice hardening. "You betrayed me. You lied to my face, and you tried to turn it all on me. I'm done with the lies." She broke down in front of me, collapsing on the couch, her hands covering her face in shame. "I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do." But there was nothing she could say to fix what had already been broken. I didn't know what the future held for us after that night. I didn't know if we could ever rebuild what we had. But I knew one thing for sure. I was done being her scapegoat. I was done with the games, and I was done pretending everything was okay. As I packed my things and walked out the door, Eva's cries echoed in my ears, but I didn't look back. There was nothing left to salvage from a relationship built on lies. And sometimes the truth, no matter how painful, was the only way forward.